Good morning, children. Today we are going to look at an important part of writing, that is notice writing. So welcome back to today's session. Before we look at how to write a notice, let us understand what is meant by a notice. A notice is a formal means of communication. The basic purpose of a notice is to disseminate or provide information related to various issues or occasions or regarding an important event that is about to happen. It is used to announce or display information to a specific group of people. Notices are generally meant to be pinned up on specific display boards, whether in schools or in public places. Notices issued by the government appear in newspapers. A well-written notice must inform the readers the 5 W's. Now, which are the 5 W's? Let's have a look at them. Firstly, when we write the notice, we should make sure that it mentions what the event is. Secondly, it should give us an idea as to where the event is going to be held. Thirdly, it should inform us when the event is going to take place, that is, the date and time. Fourthly, it should give us an idea as to whom we should contact or apply when we have a doubt or needs to have additional information. Last, but certainly not the least, a notice should clearly mention the persons who can apply or who are eligible for it. Now let's have a look at the format of notice. We begin writing the notice with the name of the organization or office issuing the notice. It is followed by the title notice. Here children should keep in mind to write this title in block letters. The title is followed by the heading which introduces the subject of the notice. A mere glance at the heading should give us an idea as to what the notice is all about. And then we write the date. The date should be written in the format of day, month and the year, followed by the most important part of the notice, that is the body of the notice. Here all the details related to the notice should be put in a single paragraph. Finally, the notice is concluded with the writer's signature, name and designation. So when we write all these details, our notice would look something like this. However, our work is incomplete because we have to put the entire information within a box. Now we can say that our notice is complete. Now let's have a look at one of the notices. The question is, you are the secretary of the cultural club of your school. The school is celebrating its annual day on the 25th February. Draft a notice to be put up on the notice board of your school informing the members of the Students' Council of a meeting you are conducting to take decisions on some important matters related to the conduct of the program. Now let's start writing the notice. We begin writing the notice with the name of the organization who has issued the notice. In this case, it is the school, so the name of the school is mentioned at the beginning, followed by the title notice in block letters. Then comes the date. The date is followed by the heading which expresses as to what the meeting is all about, and then the body of the notice which gives us the details related to the event. The notice is concluded with the name of the person who has issued the notice and his designation. Now let's have a quick look at the different parts of the notice. We began with the name of the organization, then the title notice in block letters. It is followed by the date of issuing the notice. Then comes the heading, and finally the important part, that is the body of the notice, which answers the questions related to the 5 W's. The notice ends with the name and designation of the person who has issued the notice. All the information has been put across. Now we have to enclose this information within a rectangular box. Now we can say that our notice is completed. When we write the notice, children, keep in mind that our notice should be brief. A notice has to give the information in a minimum number of words, and hence we have to pay attention to the word limit. The sentences should be short but grammatically correct. We should not repeat the content all over again. No need to give an introduction or beat around the bush. We have to mention the important points that should reach the readers. Secondly, the notice should be complete in itself. It should give us complete information about the concerned event. If you're writing a notice about a sports competition, then it needs to talk about the participation criteria like age limit, date, venue, fees if any, invited chief guests, prize, etc. When we write the notice, we have to avoid any kind of ambiguity in the information. The message should be crisp and straightforward. So conciseness, clarity and completeness are the main elements of a good notice. Last but certainly not the least, the language of the notice is very important. The language should be simple, formal and grammatically correct. So children, when we write a notice, let's keep in mind certain things like the language of the notice should be impersonal. The notice must be put in a square format. That means the information should be enclosed in a square box. The notice must contain complete information. The main purpose of the notice must be made very clear. The date of writing the notice should also be mentioned. It should carry all necessary information. That means it should answer the questions as to the 5 W's. It must have the signature and designation of the person who has issued the notice. So children, in today's session we have understood the different steps of writing a notice, where the 5 W's are very important. Our notice should answer the questions related to what, when, where, whom and who. The 5 W's make our notice complete. I hope my dear children have been able to understand these concepts very well. So thank you all for watching this video. See you soon in my next video.